Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is my weekly review, and it's actually the end of the month, so it's my monthly review of my stock portfolio. And this channel is all about my journey selling stock options and getting into a little bit of buying stock options too. So let's take a review of what happened so far. Let's just go over all my trades for the month. The market itself, going back over a month, is way up, at least for me, and some of the stuff I've been holding the bag on. So I'm up about 20,000, almost 21,000, 14.5%. So I was at about 144 at the beginning of the month, and I'm at about 165 now. I'm actually going to put that in here, 165. So that's good. And a big part of that was Hood, which I've been holding the bag on. Let's go look at Hood. I was assigned these months and months ago, and my average cost is about 126.41, and I've got 400 shares. And it's been hovering, this past year around the $75 range. It slightly went up here back in April, but then went back down. But now it's gone back up, so that's really good. That's boosted the value of my account quite a bit. Also, this SMCX here that I was assigned these, and I tried to dollar cost average down, and I ended up with like 600 shares, and then it did a reverse split. So I've got 300 shares of this. But my average cost is 141, and the price right now is 29, which isn't good, but it's way better than it has been. It's been as low as 8, and it's been around the $20 range or so in the teens this past year. So that's hopefully coming up. Maybe SMCI is turning around, and SMCX is the leveraged ETF against SMCI. So those are some positive signs for my account. Going back to April, I did have this Hood trade still open. It was due to expire 6/18. I got in on the price, it was 130, and the premium was 620. I bought this back for 60, so I ended up with 560 there. And this SMCX had a strikeout way under my cost, $20, and the price started to go against me, so I bought this back at just pretty much a wash for 150 after it cost me 150. Going into May, I've got a bunch of vertical put credit spreads I've been trying to do. WDC collected 345 there. I bought this back for 40, ended up at 305. PLTR, I decided that the premiums were pretty good. I wanted to do a put on this, which would have taken up at a strike price of 130. It would have taken up a pretty good chunk of my cash, 13,000. So I got a little spooked, and I think PLTR is a little bit overpriced, and the PE ratio is pretty high, so it's kind of expensive. So I decided to get out of it, and I bought this back for 250. I ended up with 105. SMH, I did a vertical put credit spread here, collected 215, and I bought this back for 101. Ended up with 114, and I'm not sure why I did that here. Just a week later, I did another one. That's still in process. It's due to expire on 6/12. Collected 345 there, so that's still in process. I like SMH a lot. It's it's an ETF with all the major semiconductors. You can see some of the holdings here are NVIDIA, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, AMD, Intel, Micron. All of these have gone way up this year. So if you're getting FOMO and seeing videos of people talking about individual stocks, don't worry about it. Just get this ETF. And over the course of the past year, this has gone up 146%. So in 5 years, it's gone up 377%. So you can just invest in this and not worry about a single stock failure. If NVIDIA, something happens and they crash, these ETFs are self-cleansing. They're going to take out the bad ones and put in the ones that are still performing. And you get your risk spread out quite a bit by buying an ETF and not worrying about it. So I've got 25 shares of this at 381, and it's gone way up to almost 600. It went past 600 I think last week. So that's another big part of why my portfolio is up. So I'm up 5,400 here based on my costs. So I'm doing vertical put credit spreads, and I don't really mind if it lands in the middle and I pick up these shares. Then I'll have another 100 shares, and I think it's just going to keep going up because I think the semiconductor industry right now is still very good, at least for the next couple of years. But if not, I'll just keep collecting the premiums on this. But I do want to start investing more in high growth companies and ETFs. So I'm going to start investing more in like VUG, and I'm probably going to put in some VOO. But as a pure growth play, I'm going to invest more in this SMH, possibly some other high growth ETFs, maybe with DRAM or something, and enjoy the growth of my account. All of these trades I'm doing with vertical credit spreads and collecting premium, those are all taxable events, so I'm paying taxes on all the transactions I'm doing by buying and selling options. If you just can buy and hold and let this grow, and then eventually you can borrow against your portfolio and not pay taxes. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards long term. Amazon, I did a put on this. Price started to go against me. I collected $255. Bought it back for $400, so I was down $145 on that one. I did another hood where I got $55. It was actually a mistake. I was supposed to do 4 contracts. Ended up just doing 1, so I only collected $55 on that. But then I bought it back for $10 to close it out. Ended up with $45, and then I did another one down here. So all 400 shares that I have. So I collected $400. The price again had started to go way up. My strike price was 90, and Hood started to go push that. So that ended up going above 90. So if I had lost those at 90, I would have been, would have missed out on a lot of money. I didn't want that to happen. It was cheaper to buy these back and hold the bag and let hopefully the value of this go up and the price to go up so that I'll at least break even. But I think Hood in the long term is going to be a big play, and I'm just probably going to hold on to these and let them go up. Probably go up, I'm guessing, past my cost, and I'll start to make profit on just holding the shares for this. So I bought these back for $1,080, so I lost $680 there. That was kind of a hard hit, but that's part of the game. You don't win every trade, and that's what you got to weigh the options. I was selling below my cost, 90. I went up, started to go up past that, so I didn't want to have it go up, and lose my shares and be down $12,000-$13,000. So I bought this back for $1,000. I still had collected $400, so I lost $680 there. Not happy, but I'm not too distraught over that. This just before that did a WDC vertical credit spread. I've been involved this past year with quite a few trades on WDC because it seems to be going up pretty well and on a roll here. So I collected $300, and I think it just came close to expiration. I bought this back for $10, ended up with $290. Amazon, I did I'm doing a Leaps poor man's credit call on this. So I bought a Leaps Amazon. The current price at the time was $268. Short strike was $230. This is going out to about a year, 6/17/2027, and it's the end of May right now, 2026. So at the time is 387 days. Delta of about 75, and the cost of this was $6,600. Of that, $3,800 is intrinsic, and the $2,800 is extrinsic. So once I've got 100 shares under contract, I don't own the shares, but I've got a contract for the shares. I went ahead and sold a covered call on this, so 100 shares. Current price at the time was $267, and the delta is 29. I collected $256 premium. That's still in the works, and I'm pretty close to the money, but that's okay because Amazon's been hovering. Hasn't really shot up too much, and I want to give myself some downside protection. Probably going to start doing in the money covered calls against this, which will give me much more downside protection. But you get most of your extrinsic value, which is what I want, right at the money. So if I look at like 10 days out, most of the money's right here. Most of the premium is right around at the money. Unless you go down in the money, you start collecting intrinsic value and adding that on to there. But anyways, I'm after the extrinsic value, so I collected $256 there, all extrinsic. So if I look at my long call, it cost me $68.25 well, that's my market value, 68.25, because it's gone up a little bit. I think at the time the price was 268, now the price is 270, so it's bumped up a little bit. So if I wanted to sell this option now, I could get 68.25, and I've made $225. There's theta decay. That's going to keep decaying by this amount per day until expiration. Still pretty low, the delta right now. It was 75 starting off, and now it's 76. As the price rises, the delta will get closer to 1, and it'll behave more like the stock. I do have this on option strat, so here's the trade I made, 230. It's going out to June 17th, 2027. And right now, it only has to go up 8% for me to break even and start making money up. So I think based on what Amazon's done over the past year, 8% should be doable. So if I get a whole year, this year it's gone up 32%. So if this next year is like this past year, I'll be sitting pretty good. But if not, I'm not too worried about Amazon going down. What I'm going to keep doing is just going to keep collecting that extrinsic value. So 256. This was a 10-day trade. I'm going to probably do weeklies, but it was mid-week when I did this, so it went out 10 days. But if I did 256 per week times, let's do 50 weeks with 2 weeks vacation a year, it's 12,800. That pays for the cost of this leaps plus a little profit. So if the leaps goes up or down, I'm not too worried about it. What I want to do is collect this extrinsic value week after week against this leaps option here. And if this goes up, past 6%, I'll make a profit on that as well. And I can probably sell the option before it expires. But if it does, I might want to own the shares, because I do think Amazon is going to go way up the next couple of years too. So I'm actually planning on getting to the end of this and exercising the option and picking these shares up at 230. But we'll see what happens a year from now. And then I did a WDC here, a put. I kind of got spooked by this. I forget what happened that day, but I bought this back right about the same price. And because I was thinking I didn't want to tie up all my cash. Then I did it again because I think it's just going to go up, and I'll just keep an eye on it. And if it starts to go against me, just like this NVIDIA trade, I don't mind paying a little bit to buy it back. But I think WDC is going to keep going up. That's what I'm betting on. And pretty much what we're doing here is we're betting, right? Everything we're doing here is a bet that the price is going to go up or down. Well, if I look at WDC, the past year it's gone up, 916%. So it's got a little bit of downtrend here, but I think it's going to keep going up. 5 years it's gone up 827%. So just in the past 1 year, it's had a ton of gain just with the AI build out. And I don't know how long this AI build out is going to last, and I'm ready to get out of all positions when that happens. But right now I've got pretty good confidence that WDC is going to keep going up. So I collected a good 1,400 here in premium. So I'm going to let this play out. I think it's going to go up by mid next month. And I'll just collect all the premium and maybe buy it back at a lot lower price. Dividends, as far as my income ETFs, I'm paring these down. I'm going to get rid of IDVO. I just collected the premium last day of the month here for that. But I've gotten out of like QQQI, AMZP, OMA, and IDVO. I'm kind of going to consolidate these, make things more simple. Probably just QQQI and SPYI until I can get 1,000 shares of each, and then I'll build up something else. I'm going to keep JEPQ as well, but just keep probably just these three: JEPQ, QQQI, and SPYI, and focus on those. Build up the shares, get the income coming in, and then focus on one or two others. The ones I'm holding are still just a bit, the NAV is a little bit below my cost, so I don't want to sell them yet. So I'm holding on to these. MSFY. Goop is actually doing pretty well. I think Goop is higher than I could sell that. So yeah, it's 44. My cost is 39. I could sell this for a small profit, but what's the other one? MSFY. Microsoft's been down. It's starting to go back up now. 20 and 23.94. So I won't sell this now. I'll keep collecting the premium. The premium before was, when I got into this, was a lot better. I was getting like 25, 65, but the past few months it's just been $20 at a 20-cent amount per share. So I got 100 shares of this, so it's only $20, but I'll take it. I'll hold on to this until the NAV goes up above my cost and get out of the rest of these. I might hold on to these GPIQ and GPIX, but like I said, I do think I want to consolidate and just focus on building shares in these top three, and then focus on building like 1,000 shares of one of the others, one at a time. Sometimes I get a little scattered and I feel like I got to make a move and do things, but I need to be patient and just focus on building one thing at a time and using your buying power in one direction. Another way I made a lot of money was this SNDK. SNDK is just one of the top growth stocks of the year. If I look back 1 year, it's gone up 4,300%. So if you put $100,000 in here a year ago, you'd have 4.3 million right now. So I decided I was going up so much daily that I bought 6 shares. Cost me $65.33, and I just held the shares. It went up to $74.58, so I sold it at that. Collected $9.25. Did the same thing with 3 shares here. Bought for $38.52. Sold at $41.37. Collected $2.85. This one I lost. I bought 3 shares, $41.79. The stock went down so I sold out before it went down too far, $39.73. So I lost $2.06. Then I did one more trade before I stopped messing around with this. But I wanted to see, it was going up so much this month that I just kind of wanted to catch a ride. But it started to kind of plane out. And going to lay low on doing this for any longer. But I sold this back sold my shares, collected $44.61. So all in all, total $12.56. This column N is just everything that all adds up to this total here. So I've got like my total dividends here. Put that in the dividend column here, which is part of this N column. All the other ones, pluses and minuses. So if I get I collect some here, a buyback here, this is a negative. The result is what I'm after for showing this. So I'm up 34.89.17 this month, and my stock portfolio is at right around 165. So that's good. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see what happens next month. And that's pretty much the latest for my portfolio update for the month of May 2026. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.